Hello, my people, and welcome back to the Triple A-Pex Podcast. This is episode 24, and I'm your usual co-host here, 3LNEX. Then we have your usual co-host here, Keeper Javi Organic. We don't know his name anymore, but he's still the usual co-host. And yeah, once again, this is episode 24, and we got some cool stuff to talk about. We're going to primarily be talking about Apex Legends during this episode. We don't know if we're going to get into any miscellaneous articles, but we are going to get into some pretty cool stuff, because we have some big Apex Legends stuff. But first, we're going to go over our thoughts about the new event. And we're going to save a really big piece of some juicy data mined information for the end of it. That involves the next legend. And the next legend may be a little controversial to the community. But anyways, let's get into it. Starting off with our thoughts about the new event, the Raiders Collection event. So I first want to get Keeper's thoughts on this event. So what do you think about it so far?
I mean, the skins are really good. The skins are amazing. Heirloom is it's kind of mid. Um, Event like the LTM. I mean, Winter Express. It's pretty fun, I guess. I don't really know how to explain or put my thoughts into it, but it's all right because it's holiday. The holiday
Yeah.
LTM. Yeah, they changed the weapon system to where now you can choose like multiple loadouts with like your own character, which is it's all right, I guess. It seems more sweaty nowadays. You know what I mean? Like very sweaty.
Yeah. I've not had the I've not had the chance to actually like play the event so far, so I'm a little disappointed about that. There's been a lot going on, like in terms of my life, so I haven't really been trying to focus on video games too much. But this event, I think it's all right. I wouldn't say it's the best in Apex Legends history because the skins, they look really cool, and of course we have the LTM Winter Express just came back, and that's always fun. I'm always excited for that to return, regardless if I actually play it or not. And yeah, the new heirloom that came out, the Watson heirloom, I think it turned better. It turned out better than expected, in my opinion. But I don't think it's the best heirloom in the game by any means. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the heirlooms that we kind of expected to be trash have pretty much came in as better than what was initially expected. And
Yeah, in a way.
yeah,
Like Rampart's heirloom, everybody thought that was trash. It's pretty good. But to be honest, the Watson heirloom, I mean, it has some cool effects, but it just doesn't seem to match her character. Personally, my opinion, I don't think it really matches her character.
a lot of people kind of say otherwise that it fits her character. I guess it kind of does in a way since she like
No,
messes with the buttons on it or whatever. And I
I
guess
don't
in
see
the
that at all.
I do kind of like the animations for it as well. But yeah, I can get behind that. It's an alright heirloom. I don't know if it's the best, but I can definitely say it's unique from the rest because it's like kind of a gun like heirloom. Well, it's not a gun, obviously. It's a
It's very
freaking
different.
it's an
Like
energy
you
reader
never.
that has an electrical effect that would technically stun you. So yeah, I would say it's the most unique when it comes to the heirlooms, but I don't think it's the best by any means. Once again,
Yeah, it's probably like below or with Gibby's heirloom or something like that,
possibly.
or Bangalore.
I think Gibby's heirloom is a little bit better though. Bangalore's, I
Yeah,
mean, I
it's
have Bangalore's
probably
heirloom, so I might be a little biased, but I think that one is, I don't know. It's either tied with Watson's or slightly below it, or slightly above it. I don't know. I'm not
I
like
think
too
it's probably
crazy
just
about
with
ranking
I think it's
stuff.
with it.
What was that again?
I think it's same tier
Yeah.
with Watson's. I expected better to be honest though.
Yeah, Bangalore's heirloom could have for sure have had a lot more
Seriously.
done with it, honestly. And
Yeah.
yeah. And it was originally supposed to be a Tafa as her heirloom, which I personally would have liked to see more since it would have been a little more unique from the rest instead of a knife. So yeah, that would have been cool. But kind of speaking of Bangalore, first before we get into the new topic, do we have any more thoughts about the Raiders collection event, or do you think we're good?
It's all right. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Death Corpse, you can give us your thoughts on the Raiders collection event if you want to in the live chat, but we're going to be moving on into the next topic. And speaking of Bangalore and Bangalore's heirloom, we're going to be getting a lore event sometime in the future, most likely in January, the very beginning of January. That will be a lore event about Bangalore, and I think it's gonna be called the Gridiron event, and she's getting a lore skin called Gridiron. I'm pretty sure, and it's an IMC Grunt skin that looks different from the one that she got in the season 9 event. What the heck was it called? Genesis. I forgot about it. That was like 2 seasons ago. But yeah, it's gonna be it looks like a pretty cool skin in my opinion, and it actually the unique character select screen animation that it shows is her taking out a hollow pilot that had the knife that she has, which is pretty interesting, and it's a pretty sick character select screen if I had to ask. I think it might be the best one out of the other like lore skins that are special with their own character select screen stuff. Do you have any thoughts about the skin, or have you?
I did not even see it. I think I saw the skin, but not the character select screen.
Oh yeah, it's a sick character select screen. I think once again, I think that one's the best of them all.
Like the skin is like gray, right?
Yeah, it's like white with some gray on it, and she has like this spectacle, like that's one covers one of her eyes that is purple, and she has shorter hair. I would personally say it's one of the best Bangalore skins. I think all the unique lore character select screen stuff is tops all the other ones because I feel like those ones usually have the most effort put into them.
I feel like some of them get bland after a while. Like some of them seem cool, like Voidwalker. Like that one's pretty good, but I feel like it gets bland. Except for Youngblood. Youngblood was good.
Then there's also the Phase Walker skin for Wraith, which I guess, kind of revitalized its touch, but I don't really know.
And what was the other one? The Pathfinder one. That one was
Memoir Noir.
Oh, it was all right. It's all right.
I really like that one, but yeah,
I can see that. I think the color scheme. I think it's because of the color scheme looks kind of bland.
Then there was Valkyrie's. Yeah, I can see that. Then there's Valkyrie's Birthright skin, which is also. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. I think it's one of like the fan favorite like lore skins with the unique character select screen animation because it's she pretty much has Viper's helmet and yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's really cool. Arguably Valkyrie's best skin. But also kind of on the topic of Valkyrie's Birthright lore skin, she's going to be getting a recolor of that skin. I don't know if you've heard about that, but there's going to be a recolor of it that's like black and yellow with blue on. And it looks cool. Cool. But I don't really know.
I'll have to check it out.
I think they're going to start recoloring like the old launch bundle skins that came out before. Seeing how they're doing that with the Valkyrie Birthright skin. I don't think the Birthright's ever going to come back, but for sure they're going to be recoloring.
No, skins. I feel like it's definitely going to come back. It's going to be like
otherwise.
later though.
I mean, it's a possibility, but launch bundle skins, I feel like they're going to be the ones that are like more exclusive. Now, just because like I don't know. Like I feel like
they'll come back because Respawn's kind of money hungry, so or EA.
Yeah, EA. I wouldn't say Respawn because I don't really think they're the ones that are in charge of their own monetization. Unless if they are in charge of their own monetization, EA just restricts them to what they do.
Yeah, they just put them in a bubble and they do whatever in that bubble.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably guess. And I don't know when the Valkyrie Birthright recolor is gonna come out, but people are saying it will come out in the next anniversary event, which is going to be, I think, it's either gonna like come with Bangalore's Gridiron skin, or I don't know. Maybe it'll come in with the Gridiron event. I don't really know. No, actually it won't. What am I thinking? Because Apex Legends like came out in like February, if I can remember. So it obviously wouldn't be at that time. So I think we'd either already be into Season 12 or it'd be right before Season 12 that we'd get the anniversary event. So the Gridiron event obviously is going to come sooner than that one. But yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts about this stuff? I feel like this...
All I know is that I'm itchy. I'm super itchy.
Damn. and I'm a little tired, to say the least.
Tired and itchy.
Armichi.
Uh,
I don't really think
Armichi.
there's too much to talk about in terms of like the skin stuff. We don't know too much about the Gridiron event. Other than that, we're getting a Bangalore skin that looks really sick, and we don't know much about the anniversary event either. Well, we have a few skins that have been data-mined for the anniversary event, and it seems pretty cool so far. Like, we got a Seer skin, a Rampart skin, I think we have a Rampage as well, and a Car skin, an Ash skin. All look pretty decent, in my opinion, so... Yep. And what else?
What skin was it? That Leak Lifeline skin? What was that? Was that for Gridiron?
Oh, the Lifeline skin that was leaked, that's for the Dark Depths event. And that stuff is fine. It's the one that's like the folklore one with the Poseidon Fuse skin. That looks really sick.
Ooh, okay.
And the skins have been revealed. They're in the files currently, have been data mined, and the stuff is the same as what was in that one insider leak that showed the Dark Depths event. So that was accurate. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on in the Dark Depths.
I don't know if we're talking about the right thing. I think we're talking about different things, but oh yeah, well, that one's the Poseidon one. That's like, oh, it's kind of confusing. There's a lot of stuff being leaked right now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff.
A lot of big stuff being leaked as well. Again, I don't really want to touch too much on the skin stuff because again, like, we don't really know much about like the events other than their themes, and we don't know what type of LTMs are going to come back. But some of the old modes from the War Games event have actually been removed from the files, so that can mean that some of those might be coming back soon. And it kind of does make sense, seeing as how like one of the next legend has something to do with the War Games event. Strong hint at who that next legend is. But before we get into the next legend coming into Apex Legends. Oh, did you just spoil it? How dare you?
What? No.
How dare you?
I don't know if they heard me. Alright, carry on.
Okay. Before we get into the next legend, I also wanted to touch on the next Arenas map, which I'm pretty sure will be coming towards the end of the season, because that's what it's been like for the past couple of other arena maps, and that is Habitat 4, I think it's called. And I've actually seen footage of the arena map, and it looks big.
It's huge. Isn't it like a 6v6 thing?
Yeah. Well, there has been talks that Respawn have been testing out like 6v6 and even 100-player lobbies, so I think that might play into that.
A private match thing?
Possibly, but I think 6v6 will be more so a team deathmatch thing that's pretty much for everything.
Because I'm talking about like the 100-player thing, like where they're trying to test out like player limits or something like that. And I think that's for the private.
Yeah, that'll for sure be for like private lobbies or whatever, unless if there's an LTM that includes 100 players, which would be really sick. Unless if they're gonna bring in like 100 players for the Storm Point map specifically, or if they bring in 100 players for an even larger map that's bigger than Storm Point. But anyways, let's try to stick on course back to Habitat 4, which is again the next arenas map, and it's a big arena map. I think it's actually going to be the biggest arena map that we have so far.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to take place on Gaia, near Storm Point, and it's going to have Leviathans featured on it, which have been exclusive to Kings Canyon, but now we're seeing Leviathans in another area, and there's actually going to be Leviathan eggs on the map as well. So it seems really cool. It seems really tropical, really nice. It seems like there's some verticality in there. That seems like you could get a good advantage on something, whatever. There's a decent amount of cover, but it looks open, vertical. That's how I describe it. Big. Like, it's going to be such an interesting map to play on. And it's kind of funny since, like, Storm Point, the new Battle Royale map, and then we have the Habitat 4 arena map coming in. They're both the biggest, and they're both on the same planet, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see how things play out on Habitat 4. I think it's going to be really sweaty, honestly, since, once again, it's a big map. There's going to be people at like different sides, different portions of it, like sticking to one area, locking down an area, and ranked arenas is going to be freaking insane. And I already don't like snipers in arenas. Like, they're so annoying. So that's going to be just nuts, and I may or may not be excited for how it plays out. Like, it's either going to be a make or break with me, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful new arenas map. And it again leaves me excited for what the next one could be, which we don't know what it's going to be because I don't think Arena's maps are as highly talked about as Battle Royale maps because Battle Royale maps are once again like the big thing. And kind of speaking about Battle Royale maps, it seems like that the next map changes that we get in Season 12 will be map changes to not Tropic Island. That was its old name, Storm Point. Which I don't know what the map changes will be. Maybe it'll be a 10%, 5% decrease of its size because of how damn big it is. And who knows?
Yeah, maybe
they'll
a
end up
change
making
to
it
its
bigger.
verticality.
Possibly.
No, definitely not. I hope not. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if they make it bigger, like that's gonna be insane. Unless if they like take out one chunk and then add another chunk to it, like another side, to kind of compensate for it. But I don't know.
Imagine asteroid hits the Earth or Gaia.
Oh, that would be
That'd
sick.
be pretty interesting.
I'm guessing
kind of like that Fortnite thing.
I'm guessing that the next map change might have something to do with the storm that we've seen on Gaia. Because there's a storm that we see on the Storm Point map. That could be coming in to like cause some damage to some of the POIs. Maybe not massive damage, but a decent amount of damage to buildings.
Yeah, causing new POIs. It is called Storm Point, so that would make sense.
Yeah. And there's another possibility for why I think the map changes could be. And we'll get into that when we talk about the next legend coming to the game. But actually, I don't know if there's any more thoughts I have to have on Storm Point, other than I think it'll most likely be a storm that takes out some portions of the map. Or the other reason that I'm thinking of. And I think this will be a perfect time to discuss the Season 12 legend, who has been revealed. And it's a controversial character who we actually know of from almost 4 seasons ago. And that is Mad Maggie from Season 8.
Maddie Maggie. Oh, yeah.
And was Fuse's, I guess you could say, best friend. And it's some pretty crazy information. I kind of expected it, to be honest. Like, it was either going to be her or Blisk for the Season 12 legend. And I guess it ended up being Maggie. So I'm guessing, yeah. I don't know how... There's probably a lot of mixed feelings about Maggie being the next legend. And it's crazy. But I pretty much predicted that Maggie would become legend. I didn't have a set time, like when we were first introduced to the character, when she'd become legend, but I was like, she's going to become legend, isn't she? And look, we are almost a year later from Season 8, and Maggie is going to become the next legend, which is pretty crazy. And there is a teaser that has been revealed, which will involve her own jet, and she's going to be having like a dogfight with a syndicate ship, from what it seems like. And it looks like it might be a live event. And eventually her ship is going to crash down somewhere, create a crater, and then that will lead us into probably a story from the Outlands about Maggie. We'll probably learn more about like her backstory. Like, we've already kind of know some stuff about her backstory because, once again, like, she was featured in Fuse's story, The Outlands. They were both friends, but maybe there's more to Maggie than what we've seen so far. And I'm guessing that's what's going to be the case once her story from the Outlands comes along. And we're already like almost halfway through the season, and we know pretty much what to expect next season in terms of the next legend. And yeah. And we also...
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Okay, I want your honest opinion on something small. What do you think about this season? Do you think it's bland? Or do you think it's, like, do you think the game is, like, holding up well? I don't think it is, to be honest.
I don't really know.
I really think this season's kind of bland. I think
it turned out kind of bland. It had a smooth start, but it's kind of falling off.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird how, like there was not much problems at all, but it's just kind of a trash season in a way. I mean, it's not trash. It's just not that good.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, Season 7.
Season 7, Season 3 were really good in terms of
content, they were huge.
limited modes, whatever.
And this season just, like, isn't like well built. I mean, it's like they introduce a lot of good stuff. Like, I mean, the new legend is good. Like, she's meta. The new gun is alright, I guess. And the new map is beautiful. I mean, sure, people have problems with the verticality, but besides that, it's pretty. But now, like, even though they're getting everything that they wanted, it's kind of like not much hype. You know what I mean? Like there's hype.
Yeah,
There
I
was hype for
guess.
it, but then it turned out really bland. People aren't playing that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about this season, honestly, but I kind of want to go back to talking about the next legend real quick.
All right.
So, yeah. What was I actually going to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. Maggie also has a skydiving emote in the game files as of now that involves a throwing knife and like a board. So I don't know if that could lead us into figuring out what one of her abilities will be, but that's something to take note of. And she has the light animation thing, which is basically the T pose animation or whatever, in the files currently too. And I think that's pretty much all we truly know about what's in the game files as of now in terms of Maggie's stuff. But I kind of want to speculate about her abilities real quick because this is the interesting part. Because I think there's a lot that people have, or a lot of ideas there could be about which of what type of legend Maggie's going to be. I'm pretty sure she'll be an offensive legend if I had to guess. And
Mm-hmm.
there actually is, I think, some inside information that Garrett Leaks has mentioned to another YouTuber before that she's gonna have this ultimate that's similar to like a fireball or something. I guess it kind of does make sense since we've had like the ring flare LTM and she's associated with that and the ring flares and whatever. And she's also Fuse's best friend who has a firebomb ultimate too. So I'm guessing the two might be Fuse and Maggie might be similar in terms of like their abilities, possibly. But
Oh,
I don't
so
really
Maggie
know.
might be trash. Okay,
Well,
interesting.
I don't know if she's gonna be trash because I feel like the devs have really started to do better in terms of releasing stronger legends. Like the
Oh,
past three
definitely. Ever
legends
since
have been
the
pretty good.
or ever
Like
since
Valkyrie's been
Alpha.
balanced and a stable legend, pretty good. Seer was really strong at first. He toned down though because once they nerfed him, and then Ash is a pretty balanced legend. I'd probably say in my opinion. Although she has her weak spots, I think Ash is a pretty good legend. So chances are, I think they'll do a good job bringing Maggie in as a decent legend. But again, it depends on the execution of her kit and whatever, and what exactly her abilities are. So we can obviously expect possibly a throwing knife ability if the skydive emote that was leaked does reveal that as one of her abilities, and her ultimate having something to do with a fireball. And
Mm.
and there was actually a character that was leaked in the files a while ago, Molly, and I have mentioned this before that I think Molly could actually be the code name for Maggie. And it's pretty convenient seeing as how Molly code for Molly was in the game files before, and now we have Maggie code. And I wouldn't expect them to do that unless if they were gonna bring in the legends sometime soon, or whatever. If that was
So
gonna
I
be like
mean,
one of
I
the next
guess
legends
I
in
guess
line.
the reason why is because if they had it Maggie instead of Molly, then that would kind of be like early introduction. Like because if they had it Maggie before and they introduced Maggie like in the cinematic, people would be like, oh, that's her. But and then no, not like also Molly is like kind of a short name for Molotov, so that might be correlation. Like you said, Fireball. So
Oh, yeah, I
ooh,
didn't realize that before. Molotov, Molly. Well, Molly's spelled with Maali. Molotov is like
yeah, it's still the same.
Mol.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't make the connection with like the Molly being an Aboriginal Australian baby name before, and Maggie being an Australian character, and both of them sounding similar. So I guess I could be right. I don't know. But nonetheless, it seems like Molly might be the code name for Maggie, and Molly's the code stuff that came in from Molly before was some sort of damage boost ability. So, if I'm right and Molly is the code name for Maggie, Maggie is gonna have some sort of damage boost ability in her kit, either her passive or her tactical. But I don't know if we'll be for sure which one is which. But then there's another possibility for what could be Maggie's abilities, and those are abilities that are similar to Hasaria, who was a previously leaked legend. And if you look at both the characters, Hasaria and Maggie, they both look similar. They both have dreads and have similar structures, I guess, to their faces. I don't really know. It looks like Hasaria was like a very early development of a character, though, who could have very well been Maggie, because they both look similar, in my opinion, at least. So it could be possible that Hasaria became a character named Molly, then Molly became Maggie. I don't really know. It could be possible that Molly is like a completely separate legend, or Hasaria is a separate legend from the two, but it's something worth noting. And if that is the case, that Hasaria was an early stage version of Maggie, could be that Maggie has a flashbang like tactical. Although I don't really know, because once again, like if Maggie's the same as Hasaria, then her abilities could have changed drastically from what we've seen before or what has been leaked to us before. And the same was with Seer, because a long time ago, like in season 2, Seer's abilities were like sniper based or whatever, but now like that's not the case. And also Seer was pariah before. Well, actually, like pariah. Well, Seer was originally supposed to be like an audio-based legend, but it could have been that Seer came before, like the audio-based stuff as well. They scrapped him and then brought him back. But yeah, I don't know. That's also something to take note of, especially how it seems like Maggie's ultimate will be a fireball ability. It's most likely that the abilities have changed from what has been leaked to us in the past. What would you think that Maggie's abilities would exactly be? Or what do you picture them being of what has been shown to us? Yeah, there.
Can you repeat that?
What do you think that Maggie's abilities will most likely turn out to be, like out of everything that's been shown to us?
I think it'll be similar. I mean, she isn't like some supernatural simulacrum god or anything, so it might just be like Fuse's abilities, I guess. And like that other ability, like the shotgun leg or something like that,
Oh yeah,
could be something. Yeah,
I think the
that
shotgun passive on her leg would for sure make sense, seeing as how Fuse, her best friend, had his arm freaking blown off, and he got like a robotic arm. So maybe she lost her leg when she fell to her quote unquote doom at the end of the season 8 comic and got a new robotic leg that has a shotgun
that
attached to
makes
it.
perfect sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. So I'm guessing like maybe the damage boost ability from Molly that was leaked before could be like something that has to do with a shotgun passive, or I don't really know. That
Yeah,
would
I
be
just don't like that
cool.
it takes shotgun ammo. I hate that.
Well, I'd
Kind of cringe.
I'd probably
I don't
guess
care.
it.
I don't care. I don't care.
I'd
I
probably,
just
bro,
want it to
let me speak, bro. I would
be.
I'd probably expect it to not be using shotgun ammo when it comes into the game, because like if you look at Rampart's turret Sheila, before that came into the game, it was originally supposed to take heavy ammo from what was shown in the files, but now it has its own ammo reserve or whatever. So I'm guessing the same would be for the shotgun leg, because I just feel like it's just a very weird extra work complicated ability if you were to just carry ammo with you for an ability. I just don't. That doesn't sit right with me, and it doesn't really make sense. So I'm
And it's the
guessing
same
it's
for
gonna.
grenades. It's the same for grenades and fuse tactical or in fuse passive. So who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
I would. I'd probably like to see like Maggie's tactical be like a flare ability, but like a mix between a flare and a flashbang that like can zoom past enemies like at a very high projectile speed, and like any enemies that are like caught right when it like zooms by, they get flashbanged. Like I think that would be really insane and something.
Yeah. Yes.
And then her ultimate,
I mean,
I personally would like to see it like if they gave Blisk's tactical that was leaked before, the My Ring My Reels ability, if they gave that ability to Maggie, because I think it makes sense seeing as how Maggie was like in control of the Ring Fury LTM or whatever. Like she had thrown in the ring flares. So I think it would make sense if she had a ring flare ability. But who knows? Maybe her ultimate is like a fireball that creates like a damaging zone that's like a ring flare. Like I'd find that really cool, and it would for sure make sense.
yeah, I was expecting that to be like a fuse or not fuse, but a bliss tactical, but that would make sense because of the LTM.
And it has been like a while since Blisk's abilities were leaked, so things obviously could have changed. But from what we've been hearing about, like the devs talking about like the Titans possibly being added in down the road, and seeing how Steve Ferreira, who became the new game director, he seems very adamant about the Titanfall stuff. So I'm guessing that maybe Blisk's ultimate will stay the same with like the Titan or whatever. I'm guessing the tactical might actually stay the same. I don't know. It could be that like it could be that it creates some a different type of zone. I don't really know. Or it has a different effect than what would probably be with like a Maggie ability. And yeah, I think that's all we have to talk about for Maggie and her ability so far. And the next legend. To the YouTube audience, if you've heard about Maggie being the next legend or whatever, like, what are your thoughts about her becoming the next legend? Are you mad? Are you happy? Are you somewhere in between? I think I'm kind of somewhere in between because she was a little annoying, but I've kind of always wanted to see her become like a legend at some point. So yeah. But anyways, I think that's gonna cut it for this episode of the Triple A-Pex Podcast. We're gonna try to end it early. I don't think we're gonna talk about anything miscellaneous. So yeah, that's all. So to the YouTube audience out there, if you did end up enjoying this video, then be sure to give it a like. And if you're brand new here to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell icon so you can get notified for whenever I upload a new video. That will also be really helpful for whenever a new podcast episode goes live. So yeah. Also, be sure to join the Discord server. The link will be in the description below. The Discord server is also where we do the podcast from live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. So if you're free that time, you're a little bored, you want something to do, then come on, join the Discord server and join us in for the podcast. Be our audience. We were going to have a decent audience earlier today, but everybody left. So yeah. Also, I have a Guilded server too, so if you have Guilded and you're looking for any servers to join on there, I'll leave a link to that in the description for you as well. Also, be sure to follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/3LNEX and follow me on Instagram at 3LNEX.gg. Follow Keeper at Known as Castle and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. And yeah, once again, that's going to be all for episode 24 of the Triple A-Pex Podcast. Stay safe out there and stay healthy. Don't get sick. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.